Hyperlight Drifter feels like a masterclass in design, atmosphere, and intention. Every aspect of the game oozes heart, soul, and just overall love for video games. The controls are snappy, the combat is sharp, the difficulty is just in the perfect Goldilocks zone between a worthy challenge and goddamn infuriating. The creature design is stellar, as are the levels. The music is amazing and carries the game forward in ways few soundtracks can. The world inspires intrigue. Every corner of this unnamed land is crammed with ruins, runes, crumbled statues, remains of ancient monsters. Their names and origins long lost under the relentless march of time. The sickness our protagonist seeks to rid himself from is a compelling mystery. You want to learn more, dig deeper, go forth. It's a not-so-small miracle how much this game can possess unique character, yet borrow so much from the 101 of game design. In short, Hyperlight Drifter is a good game. A great one even. But something about the game felt off, like I was missing something. The combat didn't ever feel quite right. Though visceral and exciting, it felt somehow hollow. Even with all the unlocked abilities, weapon mods and special skills, I felt like I played the game wrong somehow. There was a rhythm I couldn't get into. This feeling lasted till the very end. Even as I dodged the onslaughts of the final boss, something didn't fit. I never quite figured out the right timing of the chain dash mechanic. I didn't glide with grace, I sputtered the battlefields and the desolate ruins. The problem wasn't the controls per se. They weren't bad nor unintuitive. They felt like everything else in the game, polished. Hyperlight Drifter screams determination. It oozes from its paws. The sword fights felt awkward. There's just enough cooldown to deny the player of lightning-fast combos and ferocious flurries of sword strikes, but not enough to force a more methodical, deliberate playstyle. You can just spam. That feels almost viable. It just doesn't feel good. The flurries of sword strikes, the gunplay, the chain dash, heavy hits, reflection of projectiles. I got what the game was going for. I understood the language it spoke to me with utmost clarity. I couldn't get there for some reason. Some of the bosses were total pushovers whom I could best on my first try with little to no effort. Some I bashed my head against a dozen or more tries without any meaningful progress, like I had somehow sequence broke the game. Some of the areas were easy to navigate, some modules easy to find, challenges almost effortless to clear. But then some obtuse and cryptic. I wandered around for minutes on end, aimless, sprinted back and forth in search of something I'd obviously missed. For a game of such polish and mechanical prowess, I felt awfully stranded throughout the game. Like there was a layer of gameplay I hadn't mastered. An aha moment in wait just around the corner. I waited the whole game for that moment. Hyperlight Drifter communicates with a language most of the gamers have received in their mother's milk. We have a central town with shops, NPCs, side activities, the basics. From this hub area, we have access to 4 worlds: north, east, south, west. Snow, water, fire, forest. Each area is distinctly themed and can be tackled in any order the player fancies. Each level holds within it a giant monolith. Each monolith is guarded by a boss. We need to locate 4 modules to gain access to the boss. Each module is hidden within the area, guarded by gauntlets and challenges. 16 modules, 4 bosses, 4 beacons, 1 final boss. Classic, functional, timeless. The pacing is excellent. You're always in that, well, maybe one more dungeon mindset. eager to see what's next, to learn more of the world's secrets. Who built these strange ruins? What brought down these monstrous titans? What sort of calamity faced this land? How are the Drifter and the mysterious Shadow Beast connected? Who is the Drifter? How did he get infected? What the hell are these visions about? What's with these gates? What's the deal with this dog? Did the Titans do this to the world? Are they linked to the sickness? What the hell is going on here? So many questions, so many mysteries. A lost, forgotten civilization buried under just these thin layers of soil. The gargantuan remains of the Titans lie on top of mountain ranges. Their fingers protrude through the ground. Giant trees hewn from bone and steel. Their rib cages form shadowy groves where the fauna take shelter. An island on a great body of water reveals itself, formed from bone. A sword the size of a building casts a shadow over a decrepit temple. Parts of the giants' bodies are captured and preserved in long-forgotten underground vaults. Beating hearts the size of houses, eyeballs bigger than cars. Their gaze still fixates on you as you pass them by. What came over this world? You're granted entrance to the game's final area after you light up the monolithic beacons. A gaping maw now resides in the heart of the central town. The abandoned site is little more than a series of lifts and staircases. There are no enemies here. Broken machines and strange devices litter the floor. The boundless walls of these hallways are lined floor to ceiling with something advanced. Something is down here, and it was necessary to seal this deep behind such elaborate safety measures. And now, enthralled by your quest for purification, you've severed each and every one of those measures. At the end of our long descent, we encounter the shadow creature, the judgment, who has plagued our dreams, haunted our sleep. The fight with the black beast is brutal, way more difficult than anything the game has thrown your way. Over and over again, the beast kills you. It now only occurs to you, perhaps this all has happened before. Buried horrors have a tendency to resurface once we grow old enough to forget the lessons we've learned. Every mistake is gravely punished. All missteps lead to doom. But every death teaches you something. You learn the countermeasures against the behemoth's attacks. The steps of this dance start to make sense. A well-rehearsed sword dance where every action should elicit a proper reaction. After a couple dozen tries, you perfected this macabre dance. You land the decisive blow, and the beast is no more. The heart of the machine is shattered, and the strange mausoleum crumbles down. The black dog guides you out of this mess. It leads you next to a bonfire. You sit by the fire and die? The walls, the ceiling crumbles. The dog watches your final moments. It then retreats behind the stone-hewn veil, like so many times in your restless dreams. Something is reset, released. Some sort of binds are sundered. Whatever it was, it seems to have been lifted from this world. You stand bloodied in a serene landscape, and then the game ends. Huh. If you load the save file, you are privy to a short scene of the Drifter. His body, now no more than a skeleton, lays next to the equally lifeless bonfire. The cave is illuminated by a stray ray of light, courtesy of the cracks in the ceiling. You've become just another corpse buried by time and dust, your deeds forgotten by the world you gave birth to. One day, a fellow adventurer might pass your corpse. They may loot gear and wonder for a brief moment, what did your fate entail? What sort of path led you here, next to this bonfire? What happened here? What's up with this rundown facility? What did they bury here and why? So many mysteries, so many questions left without an answer. I don't get it. I mean, I get some of it. The poetic symmetry, the cyclical imagery, and the thematic rhymes of the ending are not lost to me. It just felt like the game was building towards something grander, like there was more to this game, to this world. I couldn't accept there was no missing piece to this puzzle. There had to be. I stood on the precipice of something. There had to be something I had missed. And there was a lot. Turns out there are a total of 32 modules in the game. You only need to clear half of the game's challenges to receive its ending. Not only that, hidden throughout the game are these monolithic stone tablets, each inscribed with weird markings. A total of 16 tablets hidden off the beaten path. Each provides a sliver into the history of this strange land. Not a single word of readable text or spoken word can be found in the in-game world besides these stone tablets and their incomprehensible ciphers. Hyperlight Drifter is mute. It communicates only through imagery and suggestion. Shops give you contextual pictures, NPCs talk to you in a series of still images. The broad strokes are clear and vivid, it's the finer details left murky. Hidden keys also litter the world, 16 in total. They unlock hidden rooms which lead to deeper gameplay through attire sets and perks. Faster sword swings, more damage, quicker regain, more bullets, longer stamina bar. There's even an additional character, the alternate drifter, with a wildly different gameplay style. The puzzle began to make sense. The feeling there was more to this game wasn't unfound. There was, but it wasn't waiting for me at the end of this elevator ride. I was so sure the game was gonna pull a Mega Man on me, a new underground world with new bosses to conquer, the true endgame. But I had walked past those additional challenges throughout the game. The missing piece hidden in plain sight. The true ending was within my grasp. This all amounts to very little. The stone tablets provide next to nothing substantial for lore-hungry Tomb Raiders. There are no new bosses, no new areas, story beats or answers. And most important, there is no true ending. Only one path, one destiny, one looming, unalterable, cruel fate. That path leads you next to a bonfire in a cave. You succumb to your wounds and sickness and are buried by time and dust. Your deeds and tribulations are forgotten, relegated to nothing more than a passing intrigue of an explorer who stumbled on your remains after untold eons have passed. Even if you exhaust this world of its secrets, learn every technique, decipher every stone tablet, unlock every hidden vault and conquer all the challenges of this world, it won't change a damn thing. You will still die alone in a cave, the disease will claim victory, and the world will forget your existence. Not even 32 modules, 16 stone tablets and a bunch of secret keys will change that. I still don't get it. Until it hit me. Axel Preston, the lead creator of Hyperlight Drifter, was born with a congenital heart disease. He's dealt with an incurable condition throughout his life, a condition that will, in all likelihood, one day claim his life. It's hard to imagine these experiences of sickness and limitude wouldn't shape his creative endeavors in many ways. This one sliver of information recontextualizes Hyperlight Drifter. It's not a grand adventure of the chosen one, a hero's journey to purify the world of a calamity. It's meditation on our limitude, our helplessness to escape the cruel hand we are dealt with. Some get lucky, others, well, you know what the world can be like. You may exhaust the world of its secrets, scour every nook and cranny of wisdom and hidden knowledge, best every monster, every challenge the world throws your way, and still, in the end, you will just perish. No amount of modules, stone tablets and secret keys can alter your fate. You may even save the world, cleanse it from a terrible sickness, whatever you deem that to be, but it won't change a damn thing. All the paths you take, all the roads you travel will still take you to that one bonfire. There's nothing you can do about it. That power was taken from you the moment you were born. The stories we grow up consuming condition us to believe there's an intrinsic value to our looming demise. In the end, the victorious hero saves himself and sets the world straight. Or the redemptive hero saves the world through a tragic sacrifice. His life in exchange of the world. A truly tragic character fails to do either. This is how we ought to act. How the hero chooses when push comes to shove. My life for theirs. This is not the end the drifter meets. There is no sacrifice, no catharsis. He just sits down and dies. Most of us do not lead heroic lives. No, we'll meet an heroic end. We'll just meet an end. A somber, quiet death on a sickbed with someone by our side if we are incredibly lucky. In all likelihood, our deaths won't amount to much. Nothing will come of our end except a gaping hole we are not around anymore to witness. With the knowledge of our miserable end, could we refine our quests in this life? Maybe we shouldn't exhaust the world to prevent our demise, but because of it, not to cheat death, but to embrace life. You should seek out the 32 modules, master every technique, scour the lands in search of secrets. Verse yourself in the knowledge of the world, no matter how obscure and hidden. Because in the end, all paths will take you to that one cave, that one bonfire. And in the glow of that bonfire, broken and exhausted, you can smile. You did not go gentle into that good night. There was rage. Oh, was there rage against the dying of the light. And that is one hell of an ending.